Good morning, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel that continue on my part series. The week that was college football history review, the 1970 college football season for week number 10 for November 14, 1970. Here we go. Georgia beat Auburn, the number 8 team in the country, 31-17. Erratic Bulldogs combined spirited defense with strong rushing long-time staples of coach Vince Dooley to upset Auburn. Georgia tailback Ricky Lake used fine blocking for 96 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, while defensive linemen like Roy Smith and Tom Nash excelled to shut out Auburn in second half. The Tigers quarterback Pat Sullivan had accounted for 205 yards of offense in the first half for a 17-14 lead. But Sullivan was contained in second half as kicker Jim Braswell's 13th field goal of the year tied it at 17-17 for Bulldogs until Lake put Georgia ahead for good. Ohio State, the number 3 team in the country, beat Purdue by a score of 10-7. Stressed Buckeyes survived another close call and tumbled to number 5 in the AP poll. Game's 2 touchdowns were made within 12 seconds of each other. Ohio State's fullback John Brockington had 136 yards rushing, 24 carries, accounted for entire 62 yards on the drive and 3 runs in the first quarter. The 26-yard touchdown run turned trick. Purdue wingback Stan Brown followed with a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, 4th touchdown run back of his career. The Buckeyes' star-studded defense led by defensive lineman Jim Stillwagon, defensive backs like Jack Tatum and Mike Sensabaugh held the Bullets to 3 first downs, even though Purdue defense that was led by defensive linemen like Rick Tikovic and Steve Norenburn, and defensive back Randy Cooper gave it possession across the midfield 7 times. The Boilermakers blocked 2 punts, recovered 2 fumbles, but could make no headway against the Buckeyes defense. When Ohio State took over at own 23-yard line with 4 minutes left, it took scrambling run of 23 yards and an option run of 7 yards by sub-quarterback Ron Masajowski, the setup kicker Fred Schramm's winning 30-yard field goal with 2:04 to go. Notre Dame, the number 1 team in the country, beat Georgia Tech 10-7. Fighting Irish gained 448 yards, but repeatedly were denied end zone by Yellow Jackets. After scoreless first half, Georgia Tech quarterback Eddie McAshan overcame a 3-0 third-quarter deficit with a 66-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Larry Stoddard. Winning Fighting Irish touchdown finally came on a 2-yard run by running back Denny Allen with 6:28 to go. But it capped a 7-play, 80-yard drive that was launched by halfback Ed Golias, a 46-yard pass reception. Next, it was thrown against the stiff wind by quarterback Joe Theismann. Iowa State defeated Missouri by a score of 31-19. Nebraska, the number 4 team in the country, beat number 20 Kansas State 51-13 with 3 major bowl reps watching. Nebraska's awesome weaponry was unleashed. Although Kansas State trailed in offense only 361 yards to 325 yards, difference was 7 interceptions stolen from K-State quarterback Lynn Dickey by Cornhuskers defense. Defensive back like Joe Blayhock grabbed 3 interceptions. Defensive back Dave Morrock took another 43 yards for touchdown. Elusive Huskers halfback Joe Aduna had 105 yards rushing on 27 carries. Top scoring with 4 touchdowns. Turnover set up wingback Johnny Rogers, who had a 30-yard touchdown run, half of Aduna's touchdowns. Now, quarterback Jerry Taggy threw screen pass that brilliant Rogers took 60 yards to place kicker Paul Rogers in position for a 23-yard field goal. Now, Wildcats running back Mike Montgomery scored on by pass from Dickey in the second quarter and when K-State trailed only 21-7. Montgomery went for a pass at 2-yard line, but back judge Wayne Cooley failed to call what might have been a pass interference penalty. A frustrated Montgomery was banished, shoving Cooley. Next, Arkansas, number 17 in the country, beat Southern Methodist 36-3. Steady Arkansas remained tied atop the Southwest Conference throughout a turnover-plagued Mustangs. SMU Mustangs quarterback Gary Carter was highly taxed by poor defense and throwing Southwest record 8 interceptions in relief of injured Chuck Hickson. Arkansas quarterback Bill Montgomery excelled with 327 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 21 of 35 passing. Arkansas kicker Bill McClard booted a 29 yards and 37 yard field goals, and in the second quarter nailed 60-yard field goal, which is a new NCAA record for distance that broke year-old 59-yard field goal of Mississippi kicker Cloyce Hinton. Air Force, the number 13 team in the country, beat number 6 Stanford 31-14. Frigid mountain air seemed to affect Stanford, accustomed to mild weather, more than acclimatized Falcons. Undaunted in facing fourth down situations, cool Air Force quarterback Bob Parker pitched 3 touchdown passes to wide receiver Ernie Jennings, pass of Stanford quarterback Jim Plunkett positioned fullback Hillary Shockley for 2 touchdown runs, but Parker found Jennings on 1-yard touchdown pass. On fourth down for 17-14 lead late in the third quarter, Indian kicker Steve Horowitz missed tying 37-yard field goal after 15-yard holding penalty pushed him back. Parker followed with another fourth down pitch and then another to Jennings to set up a tailback Brian Bream's clinching touchdown from 1-yard line. And finally, Arizona State. Arizona State beat Utah by a score of 37-14. Avenging 1969 upset loss to Utah, the Sun Devils piled up 526 yards by gaining their 14th straight win. Yeah, Arizona State was ranked number 11 in the country. It was number 11, Arizona State. Had their 14th win in a row, beating Utah 37-14. Arizona State wingback J.D. Hill switched to wide receiver and snared 7 passes for 110 yards, 34-yard touchdown from quarterback Joe Spagnuolo. And halfback Bobby Thomas rushed for 110 yards on 15 carries, a touchdown as Utah was routed. Now, Utes enjoyed a brief 7-0 lead when halfback Gene Belzick bolted 59 yards to score in first quarter. But that was short-lived as Devils quickly solved Redskins defense that hadn't allowed a touchdown in their last 3 games for 17 points in the second quarter. So sophomore wingback Steve Holden was in the Arizona lineup only because Hill vacated spots to fill in for injured wide receiver Ed Beverly, and Holden raced 73 yards on punt touchdown return for a touchdown in the second quarter, while adding 4 catches for 42 yards receiving. So that concludes a look at week number 10. The games that were played on November 14th, 1970. Let's get the November 16th AP poll. Number 1 was Texas. Number 2 was Notre Dame. Number 3, Nebraska. Number 4 was Michigan. 5 was Ohio State. 6, Arkansas. 7, Louisiana State. 8, Tennessee. 9, Arizona State. Air Force number 10. Stanford. 11, Mississippi. 12, Auburn. 13, San Diego State. 14, 15, Toledo. 16, Dartmouth. 17, Georgia Tech. 18, Northwestern. 19, Texas Tech. And number 20, Penn State. That includes a look at 1970 college football season, the week that was college football history review, the 1970 college football season for week 10. The games that were played on November 14th, 1970. Please like and subscribe and comment on the channel. Do a video of this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.